I'm gonna lead with half guard. That's might be my game for many years. And we're gonna see where we end up. That usually depends on you guys where we end up. Now, why half guard? Well, is anyone here who likes to play half guard as a primary guard? Awesome, yes. That's it. No one else likes this. Okay. So half guard is a bit pretty unique considering all guards. For me at least, there might be some exceptions, but it's the one guard that both top and bottom player are kind of happy to be in. Often if you just lay here, people just happily enter your half guard. And why is that? Because look, for me the most scary thing in Jiu-Jitsu, imagine, like I often roll with my eyes closed, yeah, because it's very much feeling based. And for me, imagine you're blind. The most scary thing there is you have no connection at all, yeah? So once you get closer and closer and you feel the guy, you can more predict what is gonna happen, yes? So structure-wise, side control, defense, mount defense, well, any defense really, or anything else, all structures are always the same. Just with half guard, you haven't have caught the leg. Yeah? So what you gain by this, if there's no connection, the guy can start walking around to going both sides. And from a bottom player, you have to be quick to react to that. But on the other side is if you as a top player conquer the half guard, get into the half guard, it also means how you can keep the person on the bottom. I always give the example of my wrestling coach. There is no way I'm going to keep him on bottom if you don't add at least some kind of pressure. Yeah? So half guard, both people want to be there a little bit. Otherwise, also, I like to call my game offensive defense, meaning I'm going to play defensive, and I'm going to give a reason for that why I like to play defensive, but I still want to win my fight. If I compete, I still want to score my 2 points, get on top, smash the guy slowly, upgrade my positions until he gives the submission out of misery. Yeah? So that's the idea. And exhaustion is also, and tapping for pressure is also a submission. It's a preferred submission actually. Exhaust the guy, bore him to death, and when he gets asthmatic, he stops rolling and then you win, yes? Or he gives some points in the process. Now, why do I like to play defense? Well, for me, the most annoying part is, Mark, come here please, look, sit on your knees for a second. We could do it stand up also, but look, grip fighting, you need to be you need to be fast, you need to be precise, you need to be kind of strong. Because like a grip is a grip. If you get a superhuman squeeze tight here and you cannot get out, that gives a big advantage, yes? And also, I'm very annoyed, like for me it's very hard, people who play like anti-grappling and run away all the time. There's no way you're gonna catch them. So instead of running behind and over-committing and giving things, sometimes I understand it, I just like to do this. You catch my hand, I catch your hand, you catch my hand, I strip, and now we got a connection and I can predict what's gonna happen. Yeah? So the same thing in half guard, we can have like the whole game going around here. But very annoying here, if you play half guard, back up please and walk back. No, keep your pressure and start walking away. This is pretty much the enemy of half guard if this happens, because I start to go here or backside and you're playing defense. But in half guard, you have the safety of the structure, but you can still lead in and give for example enticing with your head. He starts having your head, have my head, and this leads you little by little to go deep inside. That is the philosophy behind half guard, okay? Now, what is the biggest problems in half guard is to not get underhooked. Yeah. So we're gonna start from this now. We're gonna start the structure first. The right, I play this side, yeah? And I strongly encourage you to only play one side. Better to have one good side than 2 bad sides. And once you understand your good side, magically the bad side also seems to work. So that's that. So the right foot here, I'm gonna put it over his bottom hook. And this is a big one. Like if you keep the foot up, what Martin can do now is do the windshield wiper. The other one please, the other one. So just keep it simple, yeah? Just wipe your foot open. Okay, stop. Okay. We're gonna lay here. So if you curl your toes below my foot here. Curl your toes. So your toes like this. Yeah. Look. Now it's gonna take a while. Curl your toes up, yeah? That's it. Yeah, and knee on the floor. Yeah. See, now my leg is kind of stuck. If the leg is free, see, there's nothing stopping me from wiping my foot open and then getting my knee up. And in half guard, everything is fighting, well, preferably for me at least, keep this knee squeezed to the floor, yeah? So you're gonna keep this hook, you step over, and curl your toes underneath, deeply underneath, yeah? And now look, how this works, if you lift the knee up, I can get swept with that hook. If I stay here, it stops me from, at least it forms a delay before I can start to open. And then this leg, we have choice. We're gonna start in the middle, here, this is the most common and easiest one of the bunch to get, yeah? But we can also follow up later, maybe to play, I wouldn't do this. So, to play later with, relax, to play with this distance also, yeah? So now initially, put the knee on the hip, yeah? That's a good one. See, the edge of the, so yeah, like patella, you have like a small hole underneath here. If you put the leg too deep, I can start squashing your legs. If you put it out, I have access over your hip. If I have to choose, I prefer this over this. So rather be too shallow than too deep, I find. And then these toes also engage, curl your toes. Keep it on the hip, right on the socket. Yeah. And right now what you stop from is this rotation. What can you do now from here? You can do two rotations. Inside shoulder escape or Hawkins. Outside shoulder escape, go to your belly. And baby bridge. That's the two extremes this position plays in. Let's start from the inside. So you're here. You're gonna lay here with your hands together. And you're gonna be here, go closer, and put a little bit of pressure on this knee. Keep your toes engaged. And that's the first part. We're gonna go until here. And you're gonna feel how the structure feels. You're gonna stay here for a bit, please. Put your chin close, so you cannot easily get underhooked. Open your face. You will get, sorry, we'll get a cross-faced. You will suffer more. Keep it here tight. Yeah? It's harder to attack. The underhooks I will do in the next explanation. And you're gonna make sure, I'm gonna try to get my knee out here. Doesn't work. Relax a little bit, please. See if I get my knee up. That's when I can start doing long steps. Keep it tight. Yeah, good. Don't do that. Here. And the whole thing you also do, you keep the hip pretty much immobile. Your shoulders and your upper body moves around your core. So when we talk hips, we say jiu-jitsu, have to use your hips. I think it's a bit not doing enough credit. It's you move your core. So it's not about the hips. So move your shoulder inside, this one. Put your head up a bit. Yeah, here. Put some tension on the knee. That's it. Keep super tight, okay? What we want to look for is to be one unit. This means you don't move, okay? If I start to move in space, yeah, you should like magically or automatically rather, see, move with me. Got it? So start playing with this a little bit, a few minutes, and then we go from there. Go. I will got some sense of the position and of the connection. What is important to know, everything that comes before technique, but I don't want to teach this always. Every seminar that I teach usually, I teach about breathing first, then I teach about connection, about tightness. So what is connection to oneself? That is, you know the word form tension? Form tension. No? Please come here. Look, do you have children?
No, sorry.
No. We're super relaxed, yes? Play with your children in this game. You slap them with their own hands. This is no form tension. Now keep your arms straight. Keep them tight, keep them tight. Yeah! See? And that's a good frame. Yeah? And the opposite, so there's always two extremes. This is the sissy extreme, the pudding extreme. And the other one is push hard back, please. Like push back, push. That is the battering ram. Yeah? And both extremes work, yeah? But you want to be in the middle. Keep tight. Extremes work in extreme situations. Yes? And I always say it like this jokingly, but it's true. Relax, please. This is extreme left. Work sometimes. Keep tight, please. This is extreme push. This is extreme right. And if you both experience a little bit, then you know that democracy, where there's a bit of choice, is not so bad. It's also safer. Yeah? But both extremes sometimes need to happen, let's say.
Could you show it one more time, please?
My political exploration. No, it's not about that. It's just about keeping tension. Yes.
I'm kidding.
So okay, okay, it's fine. Thank you. So, if you want to go to the fitness, yes, and you want to teach people squats and living with that, you're going to get injuries. So you always have to need that form tension, the structure, which you can teach with a little bit of weight added. Yeah. And then I can teach you the squat. Today I'm not going to be teaching about form tension. So this is all I'm going to say about that. You have to be connected, you have to be tight. When I say don't point your toes, I do this, I mean actually you're engaging this muscle. Not to the point of getting cramped, but you have to be tight all the time. Yes? So your core is your battery of your whole system, yes? And if I start to rotate my core, so if I put pressure, let's say put pressure on the knee, I actually mean rotate your hip in. This can work both sides. See, I'm gonna push with this knee. doesn't work. What is pushing with the knee really? You have to define what it is. So I can actually try to push, but you cannot really push with the knee. You can only do it through the hip. So connect, then use core motion, and that transfers the power of your hip or core to your partner. Yes? Got it? Martin, come here please. So let's now look about what can happen here. There is, you hook the foot over the bottom leg, like I said, and initially the structure has to be tight enough, Martin, do the windshield wiper please, that it's kind of tight. Not to the point, if it goes super hard, that you blast your knee out, but that's the idea. Yeah? So then, the arms get very complicated very fast. You can play different kind of grip games here, which we'll do later. But for now, what you want to do is just, again, see, your hip stays, be quite shallow, right on the edge of the hip, and you bring your shoulder inside. Good, see? Now what does this happen, what does this do here, look? Few things can happen, look. If Martin decides to rotate his right hip in, this is led by so this is helped by the windshield wiper, yeah? Do it again, please, and I let that extreme happen, go, then I get collapsed. Not the end of the world, but not a good thing either. Do it again, please. So freeze. See, when he starts to do this, go. I put pressure, or I can put my shoulders out. Keep the pressure, please. Good. See, if Martin rotates back in, go. That's a long step actually. For example, put your hand over my head, and then put your hip there. That is the two extremes which we play on this. Go back, please. On this height. Go back. Now, whenever. So the underhook, see, is not a problem as long as you keep your knee in, but it's still better preventively to keep it out. Yeah. So I'm going to start doing this right here. You're going to windshield wiper this leg. Nope, that's not a windshield. Nope. A windshield, stop. Sit down again. Just open your foot. Okay, stop. So, these are things that everybody, if I say windshield wiper, I should have to notice straight away. This is acceptable, but it's just vocabulary. This is this. 1, 2, that's a windshield wiper. If you have to move your hip away, you mean you're out of balance. You just do 1, and this is rotation to that side. Understand? Does everybody know what is a windshield wiper or no? Yeah, test it. Sit on your knees. Do your knees. See? Bring yourself up. Tilt your pelvis. Yeah. And then open your foot sideways. Your heel tries to touch the floor. And then from here you open your knee. But now you feel off, so you have to rotate the full body. And there is also right hip pressure, or left side, depending where you start. And you go back to the center. Curl your pelvis, go up. So you can turn your right shoulder in to get the foot open. Open it, and it. So go back, that's it. Go back in, please. So now we know that. So you lead with the windshield wiper. Open your foot, yes, and this gives pressure on this side. Lean a bit forward, yeah, that's the pressure. And I have to scoot my shoulders out, so put pressure by rotation. Pivot your left foot backwards. Nope. Pivot is stepping backwards. Like step. You add pressure here, good. Go to the other side, step. Nope, that's a bad idea. Keep stepping. Step. See, then bring your right knee inside. Bring it away the right knee, bring the right knee, no, listen. Bring the right knee away to that side, no. Sorry, left knee. Left knee away, and this gives the pressure here. Got that? What am I gonna do against this? Knee on the floor. He rotates this side in. So rotation, pivot. The pivot, no look, the pivot is walking backwards, like in basketball. Go back please. So I try to keep my connection. Windshield wiper, pivot backwards. I keep this, good. It comes the other side, step. Wait for it, steps over my head. Rotate your knee inside, and that's what happens. And I'm gonna try on this side to be in my pocket here, keep the hand in the hip, and keep my arm in. So keep rotating in, please. So here I can be pretty safe. You switch side, go here. Comes back inside, back underneath, and go here. Okay. So you're gonna play with that transition, with those two transitions. Okay, let's go. So Jack is gonna help me explain what's happening here. Look, lay down please, Jack, in front of me. Take your half guard, reconnect your hook. Yeah. So you put your arm here. So to make sense of it, look, I'm foregoing the grip fight here. Yeah? And I want to give the guy something to want to stay into the half guard. And this looks very, if you look at this looks pretty weak. He's laying here, but it's a trap. where it's a gambit. Now, if Jack leaves his head wide open like this, then I can start to dig in. And if I manage to control your chin, for example, or could be your nose, if you do Krav Maga, I suppose, doesn't matter. So if you put your head inside, if you can manipulate or block the chin, then rotate to me, please. Rotate. Then you can stop his rotation, and that's when you start. It starts to be worse, yeah. So you never want to give that. If it happens, it's not the worst, but rather not. So you really want to dig yourself in, and if you have a partner you need to help, it helps to lift the elbow up. You see? And then the elbow digs inside here. The grips. So which hand do you put on top? It all depends. If I catch this hand, you switch your hands. Pop. And then you switch your hands again, see? You know this game? Yeah, okay, good. So the elbows stay tight. So if your head is here, yeah. Now, depending on what I do, keep tight. So what can I do? I can windshield wiper, roll it in. In this case, Jack turns to his belly, slide backwards. That's good. Can I pressure on the knee? And this is usually a bit of a dead end on this side. Whenever I decide to come inside, Jack, you meet me in the middle. You're gonna put your hand, see, on the hip, like I don't know how to call this, like the silly structure. Yes. Okay. Now the hand. Never put your hand like this on someone's hip. Stretch your arm, please. Never do this. For obvious reasons, you can really injure your hip like that, and also you don't stop it from going backwards. But if you make like a cup like that, see here, over the hip, wait, relax, and push your elbow now inside. So put your elbow here. Connect. Yes, beautiful. Keep this connection here, super tight. Equal pressure on both the elbow and the hand. I'm going to try to slap you with your own hand using my hip. That should not be able to happen, see? So keep that tight. Beautiful. This hand over here, you're always going to look for this pocket, if you like, because often, how can I complete my rotation? Put your head up, please. No, up, please, up. Be here, be tight with your arm. I can try to do a few things here. If I want to pass this guard, I need to get this one deep inside, flatten you out. And after I flatten you out, then I can rotate my hip and start doing the long pass step. Everybody got this? Yeah, good. So look, if you protect your head, so you can play this game in a minute, put your head tight here, close the shoulder, lower a bit your head, squeeze together. Good. Elbow connection here. See, it's good inside rotation, very well. If I cannot really get anything over here, see, if I get here, put your head deeper. Yeah. It's not really anything to grab. Yeah. So then the next thing I can do is to just step my arm over. And this also would allow me to rotate my hip. So if you protect this here, and the guy decides to put his hand over, that's when I like to put this hand inside the armpit. Keep this tight. As more as I rotate over, you bring yourself more inside with your head. No, don't bring outside, go more inside. Inside. Beautiful, see? And this is a dead end for me. If I go the other side, you bring your head out again, to your belly. Right? Keep your head in my armpit. See? Forehead on the floor. Forehead on the floor. Keep this distance. I can close again. You go back to the pocket. So this is the two extremes where it plays. If I lead too far over, push me over, please. Push me over here. Bring your head inside. Keep working on the motion, and these things can start to happen. It all depends on where I move. I move away, keep the connection. You move away. Put your head on the floor. There we go. I'm going to show one time myself. On top, please. So I'm looking for, he starts to put his hand here, see? Using this hip connection, he starts to dig for my head. See, you can even help with the elbow. Catch my head, please. Always pushing him over. Now, go put your hand on the floor. Put your hand over my head on the floor. I look for this. Put more pressure. You can start to bring him over. He starts to go backwards. Rewind. You bring yourself out. And then you can maybe catch this grip even if you like. Got this so far? Is it clear? Okay, try, go. Randomly walk by and I see a foot. Is this correct? What's your name, please?
Emil.
Sorry?
Emil.
Alan, yeah. So, does this look right to you what he's doing? Does this look correct? Well, to most people it will look correct, but look, this is not correct. And don't cheat now. Do the same thing you were doing before. Look, if I say this,
Don't cheat.
that's not good. Yeah, that's a rubber barbell. You cannot do weights with rubber barbells. You have to engage the toes and put pressure on the knees. And the knee has to be not as deep. Go back, please. I have an exercise to fix the leg later. But the only thing is, like, if you keep sloppy frames, yeah, then it's very high chance you will throw the technique out, like they say, like throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know the saying? Doesn't work. No, because your technique is, because you're engaged with the sloppy. And this engagement, if you miss it here, it means you also miss it everywhere else. And then jiu-jitsu is way harder than it needs to be. Try to do weightlifting with a rubber barbell. It's funny, it actually exists, like this, but it's harder. So you keep these connections. Even when I come past here, yes, that's good. The same way you would block in Muay Thai. You see, very good. That's it. And all your frames need to be like that. Hand more over the pocket here. Connect your elbow. Yes. And it's like a full rotation inside, like this. You try to imagine you're gonna throw him over there. So if you're partnering, yes, please roll and see how you. These things I always do look at as a technique. It's very good as a precursor to learning a sweep. Your top partner sweeps himself, you stay connected. If you cannot stay connected when a partner sweeps himself, then try to imagine to stay connected when a partner does not want to get swept. Understand what I'm saying? So this is a good thing. Roll over the shoulder and see what happens. Roll over your left shoulder. Beautiful. That was pretty good connection. See? But you wobbled in the end. You should have actually end up. Go back, please. Keep the same connection all through. Because actually, like low level, idiotic attackers, they will actually sweep themselves. If you find a complete beginner, it's different than if you find a complete advanced person. If you find a complete beginner, have to defend, made a guy himself tired. Even if you want to duke it out with a complete beginner, you want to finish it quickly, you're gonna end up injuring yourself. So do the same thing. Sometimes the beginner sweep, freeze, the knee here, yeah, just sweeps himself, and then you just follow through. Go. Keep the same route. No, freeze. This rotation. That's what we're playing. And everything else, this over here, you put your hip up again. This is you giving space that doesn't need to be there. Okay? So think about that concept as well. Okay, go. Please to another concept. Look, so what is your name, please? Dejan. So, Dejan asks, and your name is?
Juanito. Juan,
yeah? You go inside, yeah? And Dejan says, go inside, please, Dejan. Says, I have this grip here, yeah? Now, when I go to the other extreme, go out, do I keep this grip? Well, the point is, you do not want to really be the one who goes to extremes. So if you go completely out, over here, stay where you are. I will just put your hand in the pocket here, and keep your arm bent. This is the ideal position right now for Dejan to sweep one on this side. Imagine you do now do a long step over here. So you roll. No, guys. Okay, so do you know what is a long step?
No.
Well, then you should say it. I will show you, complete.
I just heard long step.
So look, every extreme is completely blocking one extreme, but it's completely open to the other extreme. How does it make sense? Look, if you turn your belly over there, look here, go, yeah? Well, you're very safe right now from me trying to grab this over here. So the long step pass, open your leg please, is to do this, to step over and to step out. Understand? But this puts you completely safe for the long step pass. So if I go over, all you gotta do right now, just move your rock. No, just listen to me, don't guess. It's like playing the lottery. Sometimes you guess right, but rarely. So put your leg out, please, this one. If you start to bring your leg away, bring your leg away and start to come on top. This is how this could work if I go super fast. But I have to be complete not to do that in this case. Then again, so what is this weak to this pressure? Is for me to turn inside. Keep turning to your belly, please. This adds, I can keep this pressure up forever. So what is the ideal moment for me to do the long step? Is if Dejan is tired of this pressure and he brings completely the head inside over here. Go. I block the head. Now I can swivel my legs over. Which usually leads to him backing his head out again. And then we can start upgrading here. So then the question becomes, where do you want to hang out? In the extreme or in the middle? Middle. You want to hang out in the middle, where there is choice, where the guy has a choice to make decisions on both sides. Here, because idiots you can, like beginners you can take on the extreme to do the stupid decision, but the game hangs out over here. So what are you looking for? Maybe the guy turns a bit in, okay, get up, oh crap. Now I have to overcommit to get up. When I overcommit, dive underneath, and then you start to get these sweeps. But the true game hangs out over here. Understand that? You do not have to win every battle. It's not a problem if you lose a battle, as long as you gain something out of it. What do you gain out of it? Well, if you have exchanges, and after 2 or 3 exchanges, nothing really happened, then I'm still breathing calm and I'm winning the fight. It's not realistic, at least at this point in my life, to fight with you. It's not realistic for me to expect me to submit you in 6 minutes. I've learned to live with that. But it's still realistic to submit some people in 20 minutes, I'd say. And the older you get, the more you have to start playing with the idea that sometimes you just have to tire people out for long enough. I mean, that's what I feel. Right? If you're a super athlete, you can do it a little longer, but that's how I start to see it. Okay? So play more with this, then we go to underhooks. Okay? And then we attack. And go. Good. I imagine you're like, don't fight like that, yeah? Where do you keep your hands? Keep them far, that's okay, yeah? And here you keep them like that. There is no reason ever to keep your hands like this. Here. If you're in mount or half guard, whatever, it leads to you having to grip fight straight away. This is different. So it's long range can be here, close range is here. And usually your close range, you usually get gripped, you have to defend, that's going to get the underhook. So keep your hands here. Okay? That's where you keep them right now. If you don't know where to put your hands, keep them here. Greco-Roman resting. Okay? And your elbows open should be your choice, not your opponent's choice. You effectively keep this and then fight. Okay, has my hand maybe, but I can still grip fight here. Got that? Do not put your hands there. Let's go again. Play a game from there. Okay, Mark, please here. So the problem is underhooks, yes? So, what we learned so far, we can fight both extremes. We can fight on this side, there's a choice, and I can fight on this side. Both have attacks and both have problems. Yeah? We're gonna first start, see what is the good thing about being here. Okay? If I stay here, the person on top gets inclined to put the hand here, which is an old problem by itself. They put their head inside and they start to decide to go backwards. Go backwards, please. In which case I have to go up. And the game becomes more open guard and becomes more complicated. I want to entice him a bit coming closer. Yeah. It's still his choice not to do that, but it entices more. Turn a bit more over here for the camera, please. So rotate, yeah. Freeze. Now, when I'm here, I'm gonna bring myself inside. I have my shoulder in and I keep my arms tight. Now, what will happen from here? Mark, put the underhook, please. Yeah. Get my head. Squash my face. Yeah, you can squash more by rotating the shoulder to the seat. Listen. Stop. So first listen, then do. Yeah. Connect your shoulder to my face. Raise this shoulder to the ceiling. Yes. Beautiful. And you did the whole core motion correct. That was really good. Yeah. So I say shoulder pressure is actually a full body motion when you do that. So once again, Marty tries to get the underhook. He gets my face, rotates the shoulder in, and squash. So don't try to pass. Put your weight in the middle, and now rotate again. Do not keep your weight in the middle. Rotate your shoulder again. See, every time I said to rotate, you brought your weight away. Keep your weight in the middle. No, look. Rotation and weight is two different things. Weight distribution. Stay here. Rotate your shoulder in. Put your weight more here, over me. There, and keep the rotation. There is absolutely no reason why. Stay here. Do not move. There is no reason. Keep rotating. Why would? Look, your weight is going there again, you feel? So you stay here. There you go. There is nothing you can do right now to make your position better straight away. Keep rotating. This is, do not put your weight more over here. So rotate it here. I can also escape my head out again. Go too much over, and I can start to sweep you on that side. So your goal is to find the exact middle spot. Rotate your shoulder inside. Squash it, keep your weight exactly in the middle, a bit more over there. And now rotate. But you feel how your weight is going away again. So I cannot fix it right now. So the reason, if you not pass my, like right now, you will never pass my guard. No. The only reason you're gonna pass me is if you squash my face, if you end the grip fight, and squash my face, and force to stay here until I'm forced to make the choice myself first. So you have to fix your weight distribution. Yeah. So rotation first, keep the weight in the middle, squash my face, and then act to what I give. Yeah. So, in any case, we're gonna have a game. The person on top, his goal is to get over here with the underhook. Yeah. Then you can hug the face, Rotate the shoulder inside. Keep your weight in the middle. Hang on. Keep your weight in the middle. There we go. Rotate the shoulders. Freeze. Hang out here for 5 seconds. Realize it sucks. Then go back. Out. That's your battle. Other option can be hand over the head. Or do the exact same rotation from before. And now to hit your ass high and hit my armpit. These can be your 2 goals. Go back. What is going to be my goal? My initial thing is to defend the underhook. So when I'm here, put the underhook. See, relax, relax, relax. Don't have an actual battle. The underhook goes inside. I'm gonna push it deeper. I'm going to block with this hand. Okay. Try to dig it in. See? And then I always switch to this grip. If you keep insisting, this allows me to bring you over. See? And go to my first favorable connection, which I will talk more about in a second, in the next iteration. But now, put the hand inside. You're going to block here. Go for the underhook. You're going to keep switching this. Put the underhook again. Go with a fight. See, block the elbow, he pushes deep, 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 bam. You see? And this, you overcommitting to the wrong underhook, this leads me later getting my first major grip into in the half guard game. So, go again. Put you underneath, catch. At the same time, you can start fighting from my head here. If I duck my head underneath, deeper in, please. See? You cannot try to get my head there. You have to keep the bend. Even if you get, see, here, I have a problem because I can't lift you anymore. My face is stuck. But if I keep underneath, see here, I can also use my elbows and my knee connection and then my hip to bring you over. This leads me to get the underhook as well. Got this part? I have to explain again. One more time? Okay. So we're inside. Your partner tries to get the underhook, you block it, bring your arm over. Do not go first. If I go first here, back up please. And put your both hands on my chest. That's what we want to avoid. Yeah. So I'm here, he puts the underhook, I block. And I just hang out, push deeper, and I go again. A smart player will back up again and reset the attack. And keep going, please. Keep playing this game. Forever and ever. Until he push. That's when you get your underhook. Here. Now later, next part I will teach you the race, and maybe even here, so we have our first major attack. Got that? Okay, try guys, go. Space. No. Tight. Go under. Engage. Yeah, okay. Very quick. From here. Don't be too sloppy on the elbow. Look, okay, sorry. See here? We have the windshield wiper with the knees, yes? It has to be, you have to be precise in your core motion. Every technique you do will get better if you make your motions perfect. And in that sense, you can sometimes learn technique from X guard over here and maybe learn a takedown from someone else. And if you teach every single situation is a different thing, then Jiu-Jitsu is unlimitedly complicated, yes? But what is always there is the connections, the core motions, which is only 4 core motions. And I'll talk more about that later. But so your windshield wiper has to be looking like this and not that. The same with the arms, yes? So when the windshield wiper is connection on the knee and do this, don't lift your foot halfway. And with the arms also windshield wiper. See? So what I mean with it is I see too many people doing this. You're here. Put the underhook. Keep fighting me, please. Go. Keep underhook. Fight for the underhook. Yeah. Leaving too much space. You keep your elbows. Wait. You keep your elbows tight. Protect them here. Yeah. Go for the underhook and seal it off. Yeah. Now I push deeper. I still keep my elbow connection. See, as much as I can. Push deeper. And now I sneak in. The better the player on top, the later you have to be with your reaction. Yeah. If I am, sorry, put it inside. If I put my hand, if I put my hand, put your hand quickly. If I put my hand over here, well, the best thing you can do right for me is just come close. Thank you very much for the underhook. And that happens, huh? Because the idiotic attacker will go with this arm for the head. That's how most people will react the first time with Jiu-Jitsu. And then you have to sell it later better. So right now you have to go inside, see? You keep my underhook and then you block him, yeah? And it goes for your head. And against very good players, sometimes you even have to give the face a little bit. Go for it, please. Because now they commit, and then you can get the hand inside. Boom. See that? So play a bit more with that, be a bit later. Try to really sell it. What I need for him, I want to bring him close to me. It's easier if he wants to be close. Yes? So hand blocks here, you push deeper, go over. And keep the ceiling here. And then you bring yourself in. Experiment now with giving a bit more face. Give my face please, yes. Once you get here, you let go. Keep this pressure please, you can go with the right hand. So put the hand here on the butt. Not the leg, you go for the butt. And keep pushing inside. Try to go forward please, Barte. Yes, good, go backwards. Start to make sense? Okay, go again please. Elbows more tight. A bit later reactions, give a bit more trouble to yourself. You guys, look, so the problem with teaching jiu-jitsu always is the more you start from an open situation, the more pathways you can take. Yeah? So for example, now Martin asked me, there's many rabbit holes you can follow, and every single thing I teach today, for me sometimes like the grip fight we do with the hook, with underhook right now, I can fill like a whole week of classes about that. Different details, are there ways to counter it? Most definitely there are. Yeah. So for example, the question I just got from, what's your name please? Jordi? Jordi asked me, what if I put the elbow inside? Well, interesting. I never experienced it, but when I'm going to do the same thing, I will keep this. I will not try to do that, because if I now go inside, you can underhook again, and now it's worse for me. So in this case, just treat it like a grip. You want to learn anything about grips? Do wrestling. This is upper body wrestling, just without the complications of having to move. So yeah, in the beginning, the connection of the legs is complicated, but once you figure it out, it's just upper body Greco-Roman wrestling. Yeah. So what will happen from here? Well, rotate your left shoulder in, please. Yeah, this will try. Don't move, okay? I will do not move. So that means stay connected and be like a puppet. Yeah. Yes. So here, I will try to go inside, see, and try to reach this over here. More talk about that in a second. And the other option would be, if you put this shoulder inside, I will try to rotate out. That is the whole mirroring principle I talk about. And to be honest, like something that you have to understand, when I teach my seminars and I put videos out, I have to be a bit clear in what I explain. But to be honest, when I teach my guys in my gym, I'm not always talking about rotation in, rotation out, rotation. You just give sometimes, you can also say, here are the elements. And just go play with it, and by having a lot of repetitions and play, people figure out stuff by themselves. So what I like to do a lot in my gym is do a lot of games, fight for the underhooks, have like a week or two of play and fun, and then maybe like 1 or 3 classes boring. Why boring? The boring biomechanical stuff. Because okay, every class you have to make a decision about 3 things. This is like something I say in every seminar. Yeah? A class needs to have 3 needs, or there's 3 elements to every class. Okay, it needs to be fun, it needs to be safe, and you need to learn something. Of those 3, between fun, safe, and learning something, what is the most important of the 3? Sorry? Someone says safe. What is the other? So is there anyone who says fun? Yeah, fun, yeah. And then, do you need to learn something? Not really. You keep that out of the door. If you have fun and you're safe, learning will happen by itself. Yeah. I had, man, for many years, like I never really had a coach for many years. So how did I stick to this? Because it was fun, and it was not really safe, because I mangled a lot of things in the process. That's why I'm so deep now these days about longevity and about like body mechanics. Because I know I have a lot of injuries which I shouldn't have happened. That's why I'm like really a bit like on mechanical stuff when I teach my classes. In my gym, I can roll safe with my guys because I've been teaching them for a long time. And when I see classes teaching, I see sometimes people on the same path that I was. Because spassiness should be completely out of it. And how do I see spassiness? For example, I look, and this is minor symptoms. But look, for example, if I ask, this is like this is not really related to the class. Just lay her back, please. Go here, in the middle. Okay. And you do half guard. Put your knee here, please, on my hip. And I ask you to do, okay, go for an underhook. No, I'm gonna be me, yeah? So, underhook. And if that is how you act during technique, then I know it's gonna be even worse or even more like that. Because what was this really? Be precise. If I say rotate your right hip in, it means you rotate your right hip in. I cannot rotate my right hip in. No, you cannot rotate your right hip in more extreme. Anyone does yoga here? Good. Yeah. So imagine this. You're in downward facing dog. And your yoga guru or teacher, whatever you call it, says, put your heels on the floor. I cannot get my heels to the floor. Ever been in the yoga class?
Yeah.
And suppose there's people like that. No, it's about intention. Put your heels to the floor. I cannot get there.
You're still doing the movement, right?
Sorry?
You're still doing the movement.
You have to go for it, but this is difficult to get because sometimes here. Okay. And then I see this all the time. Put pressure on my knee, please. Put pressure on your knee. And then jerk a bit. I cannot get pressure. This is pressure. What I'm actually after is compression. You want to be pop, connect to your knee. Yeah. And that part always to be there. And now we are safe to play. Yeah. So then, play and fun. If I teach kids, so what is most important, play or fun? That depends. But they're both equally important. Yeah. Let's say safe a little bit more important because you don't want people to drop out. But safe is very boring. Yeah. If I teach old people, like I have to, in a month or so, I will teach self-defense to 90-year-old, to like retired people. Fun, I never did that. I'm going to make it very safe, very strict, and they need less fun because they already have, they need less things to be fun at that age because just moving is already fun for them. If I teach kids, I'm not really thinking about safety, to be honest. You have a padded room that is safe, and you give them a lot of play. And and sometimes, okay, sometimes every once in a while one will injure a little bit, but what is better? Make it super boring and make the kid not do sports at all for the rest of his life, and that is more dangerous because yes, if you fight, your carrosserie, how you call this, like the metal of your car will get ruined. But if you don't drive your car, your motor will get ruined, and the outside of the car will also deteriorate by itself. Understand what I'm saying? So, with you guys. Yeah, I have to be, what should I do? You're here, you come to Amsterdam for the seminar. Should I make it fun or should I make it safe? Well, a bit in between. And for you guys, learning is also important. So that's why I'm going sometimes a bit more into the mechanics and a bit less playful at times. Okay, that's the thing. Now, where were we? Okay, good. Now, the oil check. Ever oil check anyone? Okay. So you lick your finger. Now you don't do it. Very important. I have one guy in the gym who's really like, and I'm gonna say it, and I hope he watches it because it works on my nerves. He's one, you cannot touch my ass. Okay, then you're in the wrong sports. So what is the oil check? So I'm gonna show you now what is my goal to get when I'm fighting in half guard. My goal is to get you over me, see, and get a shallow underhook and put my hand in his butt. Not inside, just on the pocket. Why here and not there? Did anyone ever do this before, this grip? No? Well, if you have moral qualms about it, I'm very sorry, because your half guard will not work as good if you don't do it. So why, look, if I grab over here, this is like gold. You should really keep it in your head. This changes half guard completely. If you catch the leg over here, keep your pressure forward. Now please slide your leg backwards. I'm having a very strong battle against this, and this sometimes happens. Go back please. But once his hip is elevated, look, if I put like a chair on his butt, sit down please. It's harder, yes? Yeah. So keep this now in mind. Every time the partner is over you, you want to use the pocket in his butt to bring yourself inside. See, I'm pushing his spine all the way over there. This one can be here or here, depending on how the stars align. This is going to lead more to leg locks. It's going to lead more to sweeps and to back attacks. Yeah? Every time your opponent pushes his hip backwards, go for it please. It's hard, and if he manages, go. You can catch go sit down, and catch the knee here, and you can slide yourself a little bit out. Feel the sweep here, okay? Give me a bit more knee please. This here. Sit down with your butt. You're here, and I'm going to try to sit down please. I'm going to try to sweep you a bit, which I put some pressure here. What do you feel now doing that, Marta?
What I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to go back.
You go back forward, yes? You go forward, and I can bring my arm inside, put my hand near his butthole, you push him over, and we go here. Oh, he decides to go back. And you go back here. And here, some chaos can happen. It can be here, here, here. Got that? So now feel it out. And how, well, you can actually reconnect it with the previous thing. We're here, he puts the underhook, I block, he starts to go deeper, I go over, boom, see now I get into the grasp of his armpit. He starts to go for my face, I hit my face reasonably well, My right hand is on the elbow, he's gonna travel to his butt, and he's already walking over. So what I'm gonna do now is keep the tension a bit, please. See, I'm gonna bring myself underneath, over here. So if I was Raul, for example, I wanted to explore half guard, this is the pathway to take. If you, well, I think if you want to do leg locks, yeah? If you want to more do wrestling and back, then you wait for the next step. You push over. Now your partner pushes his butt backwards. You're gonna catch the knee here, see? And I'm gonna slide out. And go over here again. Maybe even catch the hand, and try to get up. And then get locked again. If you're, so that's, you have to be tight here. Take my foot, please. Here you can be reasonably safe. I'm pretty sure that Raul has like a lot to say about that part of the game. Everybody got it? Or again? One more time. Come here, please. I'll make you feel. Oh. I always in my whole life I learn better by feeling, not by doing, by seeing. So I go inside, you put the underhook, I block it, I bring in here, yeah, in the pocket. You go for my head, I have to tuck it in. Yeah. Good, see, I keep my hand into the armpit, put the head like my butt hold on the spine. You try to bring yourself underneath and I follow and I go underneath. Yeah. And now it's a few things. Maybe you travel with me, go all the way with me. This can lead to leg entanglements, to X-guard, which is actually my preferred thing to go on that side. Still keeps us in the sweep and in the wrestling. Okay, go back. And if he decides to go backwards, to catch the knee and you push him back. And this can lead you also to leg locks if you like, by putting pressure on his chest, put the foot here, start to work. This is something I'm playing with right now, but I'm not comfortable teaching it fully yet. But this is like something I really like at the moment. Okay, got it? Go play, please. No.
Yeah? What is my head going? I can see it.
Sometimes that happens.
Like this?
Guys, is there anyone who's not feeling it? Is there anyone here who completely not feels what we're doing right now? Is there anyone who does not understand why the oil check? There's a reason why I call it oil check. It's also a competition, you fight, it's really funny. It's really funny. You're coaching, oil check, and the guy's like, does it mean me? It works. But it's just like the pressure on the butt. There is, Mark, come here please. I can teach you a whole class about the oil check alone. Put the head on the floor and the feet here. Lay on your back, listen. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Lay on your back, head there, feet here. Yeah, good. Side control. So look, the common way to put the hand in side control is to put no common way, but how I was often taught, if you see judo, I think at least, I might be completely wrong, they often do this. And this is very bad because push my head, my both arms are weak. Push my head away please. Go over, and this can be a gambit by itself, but then it has to be a gambit, and then maybe just do this straight away and give it all together. And don't be too sloppy about it, and if you keep a straight spine, this will actually backfire. But luckily, most people focus too much on closing, close, and then it becomes a very good viable option. Okay, go back please. But you should not really work at high level. Every gambit should backfire at high level, to some extent. Yeah? So if you put your hand in the, like this, okay, see now, if I just here, we can start to walk, put your head over there please, walk away. No, look, stop. I said walk away, and then you just wrong. When you say, Wim, what do you actually mean with walking away? Good question. What do you say? Walk away means, in this case, means this. Yeah? Sure. It's always minimal things. Don't start to, because then we cannot talk about things. Yeah? So walk away, and this will make my arm weaker in the process. Yes. So what I like to do is to be high here, yeah? Sink in, and put my hand here. So what this hand does, look, walk high, then I stop with my upper body, go deep, I stop it with this grip. And also, when you mount, yeah, often when you're here, you go mount, this is actually a very dangerous position to be in over here. This is a whole class I can give about why actually mount maybe and side control maybe shouldn't even exist. It's just a bridge to the island of leg control and the island of upper body control. And this is the bridge where you wobble and walk on the court. So this is a long story, but when I mount, I keep my hand here. And you step over, bridge please. The other side, go, bridge. They cannot really do that. And that's why This is so important. It's a perfect pressure on this. And I wish I could put my hand somewhere else to make it more comfortable, but I can't. Yeah, just the way it turns out to be, man. Completely here. So go back. So again, if you want to get more of a feel for it, you don't grab. If you grab, then if you go deep, then you can actually sit down again, please. Yes. The point is to make a share to do this. So now sit down. Don't put your hand too deep either, or you wrist lock yourself. So it's like a sweet spot. Yeah, the G spot. So put your hand inside and you start to turn in. That's it. If it starts to go over your head, then you transition it back to the knee grip. If it goes back, go back to the sweet spot, go back, and then you go inside. Push. Like I said here, your leg locker. Good. Put the pushing away, put the foot on the hip. Very viable options. Yeah. If you're more of a more I play, then I use this more as a virtual attack to trigger him to go back. When he goes back, so that's when I start to pick myself up and go inside again. And we play all this. Understand? So really feel this transition. Yeah. And then we have two options here. We're gonna actually show one more step. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to show it next iteration. Keep on this, okay? So make put the head correct and play a bit more with that. Okay, go. So far. Okay, let's raise your hand. Who is completely lost? Don't be afraid with what? With which?
Because there's the extending, and you said then long step is harder for the opponent.
There is no long step for extending.
Yeah, yes, they cannot do it. But like it's tiring, you said, right?
No, it's not.
So what is?
It's tiring if you keep a sloppy frame. If you put this your feet on the hip, then your hamstring, I suppose, has to work very hard. Yes. That's why we put the frame here on the knee. Come here, please, quickly. There's a good virtual technique which will never work, but we can use it. We have to teach this. On your knees, please, look. On your knees. Yeah. So if I put my leg too much here, then you can hug my knee here. Keep it tight. Keep your head inside. And this is not so good for me. It still often works because people are sloppy with the head. Yeah? But if I keep my knee here, now I try to dig for my knee. If you keep really insist, see, then I can actually use this sweep over here. This is something I teach often, but it stops, the sweep itself stops working after a while, but you can still use it to get a reaction. Yeah? But this is actually, this is a good way to start actually a class about half guard also, because it fixes it. I didn't want to lose too much time about this, but if you put your knee correct, see, you put your hand all the way over here, you have to dig in very deep, and you go further. Again, it's an extreme. And you go put yourself in an extreme position, and then I can use that to just put the knee against the hip and go over the bump. This being said, and this is not going to make sense for many people, I think, but the safest spot to play this kind of half guard is actually here with double knee connection. Here you cannot really. This is really the middle of it all. This is already at one extreme. This is the other extreme. I don't mind to get caught with chokes and everything, so I'm okay to play more extreme and offer more things. If you're more of a wrestler, you're better off playing this distance, and it's okay the guy stands up. You understand? If you're in the middle, you have choice. So then we're here. If you put your weight a bit over there, I can lead there. If you go back here, I can go there. But I prefer to stay on this side. That's just, it's not completely clear yet, but that's it. Anything else? Oh, no questions? Okay, good. So Martin, please here. Then what I'm looking for, okay, other question. What is the guard passing wise? What is in Nogi at least, what is the #1 control spot for guard passing these days? What is everybody looking for?
Knee, control knee.
Sorry?
Control the bottom knee or something.
One type of passing.
Body lock?
Sorry?
Body lock?
Thank you very much. Body lock passing, exactly. And if top is looking for body lock passing, then maybe we should also be looking at body lock sweeping. Because the way the game is evolving right now, wrestling will become more and more important. if you did not focus yet on leg locks until now, and it's not your specialty in competition, then I think I might be wrong there, but I think you missed the window. It's always, so I talked about the camp with Craig Jones and Langlaus 2 weeks ago. And I asked, Craig, so where do you want to be if you can start the fight? On his back. Interesting, of course you want to be on the back, but if it's neutral, completely neutral, where do you want to be? I want to start on top. So, you're the leg locker. No, not the leg locker. Long story short, the whole conclusion of the camp was leg locks don't work. And so, and the back attacks. Back attacks also don't work. Nothing really works. Yeah? But why is the back attack still the best option? Because in back, it's reasonably, not easy, but reasonably okay-ish, like reasonably easy to control the guy. And you have to make a number of mistakes before danger starts. In half guard, I'm less mistakes away from doing that, yeah? Okay, good. So he said, look, if you fight against someone, leg locks lead to initially people tapping just leg locks straight away because leg lock defense sucked. Like even the attack sucked, but they sucked less than the defense. Yes. So then people figure out leg lock defense. So then what became the go-to defense was to show back exposure to leg lock attacks. When you get back exposure and you want to hide your back as a low-level defense to back exposure, sit on your butt again, and now you gave the sweep. You understand? Now, if you get better in sweep defense and back defense, you offer more that, you don't get swept, you offer more your back, and maybe you get back taken and get choked out. Okay, that's one thing. Then you figure out back defense, and what does it become then? And it becomes a wrestling match. Because I teach all about this today. Put your buttocks in, please. If you get on my back here, okay, IBGF says I'm losing. Good. The foot is out. Well, it's 50-50, we're wrestling. I'm trying to get you on the bottom. One of my favorite videos recently that I saw, and I'm sure Preet also saw it, was from Sonny Brown, where he did like a short video with Tellez and Placido. You see the video?
Actually not here.
It was super funny. It was 10 seconds. He sits here, and
you have my back.
yeah, exactly. So he's sitting here, and he says, okay, so now.
Let's see my face was like.
Yeah, this is the whole thing about it. Why you should give back exposure. You're sitting here, and these are best wrestlers in the world. Actually, my wrestling coach, Chechen wrestler who lived until 19 years old in Dagestan, did wrestling his whole life. I'm never in my life gonna take him down anymore, unless he gets really old. So I have an option to take him down. How can I do this? I can convince him to go down himself. How do I usually convince him? So he's on top. And then, so the video was this. The guy goes to the back, go around me, go around. Oh, keep your hook inside, please. Go around, you sit on my butt. And then Tellez says to Placido, who's on top now? And Placido's face goes, exactly. So now or at least both on top. And all I have to do is defend a bit and get out. Yeah? And I hope at some point, maybe IBGF should disappear and the rules should evolve, not about position. Well, if you either include strikes, and then only positions where you can strike matter, and then there is, lay on your back please. This is another discussion I want to have a bit, to make you think a bit. If you think about mount, give me your both legs. This is the best striking mount. That's what Khabib does. Khabib does not play mount, he's here. And you, bam, and you have a bit of a scramble maybe, but this is control. If I'm here, I'm still in control, but I have to get wobbled. Understand? I'm saying so, avoid this. Side control, super hard to control, because it's very motion based. But if I get to leg drag, in MMA there is no reason why I would ever go to side control. You want to hang it out here, bum, 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 way better. So start putting this into your game. I think we should evolve again to, at least if you do the grappling art without strikes, and then we should evolve to the position of control is the most. Like right now, for me, my favorite position to go for submissions is something of a leg drag here, and then face twisted, and then hang out here forever. That's as close I can come to maybe setting up a position, because if you allow him to go belly down, hard work, and no more suffering. So to get him there, hard work, no more suffering, but twist the body in both directions, keep him tight, and then he will be forced to make mistakes. And I really make the thing about it right now to submit people from here. And how do you do that? Well, initially they spaz and they tap very fast. After a while, I have to sometimes I put a timer in the gym, and I love to do this. Put 2-hour class, we're gonna roll for 2 hours, or 1 hour, and we're not gonna switch partners before you submit someone. So the white belt now, who just wants to play defense, Will frustrate black belts. Good to get frustrated, very good. But also on the other hand, the defense gets tested to the very limit. And now we get a very, let's say, you can spaz in the beginning and you get tired and it's not accepted to sit on the side. If you're on the side, you get left and you get bullied a bit and come back in. So then you learn to pace yourself. And then later you get, if you do this, you become technically good enough so the 6-minute rounds or even 1-minute rounds become safe. Understand what I'm saying? Good. So now we go to the next part. So I want you to understand this very clearly. This hand over here, wants to be in 2 spots. If your partner puts his butt low, then it's a pulling motion on the knee. So try to get your knee backwards, please. Yeah. I'm doing this rotation, so I'm doing a rotating Martin in this way. And I'm putting, it's like the beginning of a baby bridge. Can be with closed feet, can be with open feet. This is probably a little bit safer, depends. If you want to play leg locks, you put the foot on the hip, push them away please here, and you can start exposing the legs. Go back. If the person starts to lean forward, then you put your hand in like the oil check and you start to push him over. This can also lead to leg attacks. What I'm looking for is, like there's a very cool attack here, a back take. But you only have like a split second you can do it. So you bring him over, he pulls his hands on the floor, boom. Right, so I'm going to explain it slowly now. This hand, I call it the V grip, can be C, I don't know, V or C grip. You put this hand inside his armpit. As his pressure goes forward, look, so don't fall, okay? So keep your weight on your hands, don't push back, just don't allow me to push you over. Great, see? No, you're giving in, so be a statue. Yeah. So I'm putting my pressure there. Lift your hands up. Hard, yes? You cannot do it without transferring your weight. So I go inside, and then I'm gonna bring my left leg out in this case, kick it, see? And transfer out, boom. Go to the back here. Where do you keep this foot? If you keep it here, you're super vulnerable to a back step. And this leads to foot locks. So again, this could be a whole seminar by itself, the back attack from there, but I'm gonna go quick about it. So I'm here, I push in, he posts, so start from here, he posts, I put my hand into his armpit, I'm gonna kick out, and look at the leg like now, you have to turn your leg in, to turn it away. You will never get the back on the first loop. If he sleeps, I can go close, I can catch, start to go here. Never, ever, 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 ever in your life do this. Never, never. Because this leads you to you losing the wrestling match. Just do a downward facing dog, please. Which is a tripod, very good, and I slide off. So my goal here is not to take the back, it's wrestling. I'm here, put hands on the floor, I kick, I go up, I keep the post here, and I'm mostly aiming to get this rotation. Which means Martin will now start to rotate to me. There's the option, get up please, get up here. There's the option of this. I start to experiment with now, but usually when I'm getting out of it, get up please, rotate to me. We get inside again, we specify for the underhook. And now we get the underhook. That's the position I'm actually aiming for. Yeah, go back. Other cool thing you can do from here, you know the Jedi mind trick from Marcelo Garcia? Rotate please, Martin. Look. So Marcelo Garcia calls the Jedi mind trick. When you put the foot here, it does the back step. And they can kick out. Yeah? The only way I can reasonably get it if I really bait with the leg. So this is something of a gambit also. You leave the foot dangling here. The guy does the back step. You kick it out and go. I've never in my life got the timing right to, as he steps, get the foot inside. I never got that. Maybe there is more there, but I don't get it. Yeah. So again, the options. A little over, pulse into the armpit, V grip or C grip, kick, use the leg to get up, the transition out, so you keep the bottom hook also, go around. Don't try to go to the back, try to keep a distance here. Bring yourself away, yeah. Then from here depends what he does. Maybe if he sleeps, I will pulse my hand in his elbow, make a full rotation, boom, that's good. What I have to expect here is either, most of the time, he's going to start circling his hands to me, this is a pivot, around the central axis, keep going, please. Get my head inside, I hope now he fights for the underhook, and I get the underhook, he pushes forward, we go again, go backwards, and now the second step here close and we can get the back often. He does the back step, the hip, don't be late here, in the beginning be a bit late, now it's too late, here, does the back step, kick out of it. Very good start of a back attack. what I'm experimenting with, and I think this is gonna be the winner eventually. Circle to me, please. Circle to me. Pause the arm on the neck, keep circling, bring yourself up. Try to go for the back attack here. He is very smart and lifts the head up. Circle in. We can start fighting guillotines from here. And this is the one I still have to explore from scratch, honestly speaking. But there is some things. You bring the arm out again. The cool thing is, no matter what you do, if you keep safe with the leg, you get like an infinite loop of always again and again and again and again. And like I said in the beginning, it doesn't matter if you lose battles, as long as you gain something out of it. If you keep the game predictable, the guy goes, I win, okay? That's good. Okay, try please. There is one guy in my gym who's so, like, he doesn't like it. One story, but I have to put this, imagine this, it's like a shot put, and the shot, like the guy is sitting with his butt on your hand, you have to throw him away like that. Try to shot put like that, doesn't work, so it's like really like this. It's a baby bridge, yeah, see, or hard, I don't know, but you go inside, it's the motion you have to make, it's a rotation. See this? Put your hand, don't put it too deep, get a wrist lock, put it exactly in the middle. A bit deeper. So all I showed right now, the back take, this and this and this and this, these are a bit of extremes, which might or might not work, which will work if the stars align. Now realistically, we need to have this look. And this is, again, why I like this grip so much. As you go inside and push over, look at this grip over here. If I get my arm over there, and I kick myself out, yes? Look what Martin will do. Just react, I would react naturally, and I will see if it makes sense, yes? React naturally. Exactly. So, now I'm going to make it more simple what you just did. I just want you to lower your butt as I go up. I will lower my butt. He will bring with his hands inside. Start to press my chest. And it's a whole grip fight all along again. So what I like to do, look, if I am here, I push him over. Now look here, you have to concentrate on one, how you call this, the butt cheek. I really have to put pressure, like it's like, not an old cheek, you don't put the finger inside, but it's just, you really put pressure on his spine. Put your butt back, please. Yeah. And what I do here, I kick, I get close here. This one over here, this grip. And you really put pressure. What does it do? It keeps his hands on the floor. And now you're super tight connected. See fiber, please, here? Good. And I stay connected. Now, Jedi mind trick. He does the back step, which he shouldn't be doing here, but that's what I really want. And this would be just giving him his back. If he's a beginner, or in the heat of the moment of a match, where you're leading on 4 points and there's 1 minute to go, everybody becomes a beginner because they need to something. But look, the closer I give my leg here, if you step over please with this leg, this is, well, winnable, but even as long as I keep his grip, attack me please, you still have a lot of control to keep his weight there. Here, start to go more his side, go back, so you keep this lift. It's a bit like in wrestling, you know the high crutch? High crutch in wrestling. Okay, if he starts to rotate the other side, it's a pivot. Correct? So, you have to understand. No, but it's important. This is rotation, yeah? This is pivot. Or this can be a pivot. So rotation is the body itself, yeah? Shoulders compared to the hip or hip compared to the shoulders. Pivot is a full body motion. Yeah. How you add pressure, rotate, bend, and pivot. Okay, that's the ratio. Yeah. So I'm here, I kick over, so I keep dragging him. See, look, try to put your butt backwards. See, that's the spot. Bring yourself up tight here. Good. That's as far as you can keep going back. Now I have to really watch out for my foot. If I would go up here, he will probably get something of a leg attack. So the idea is to stay here, rotate please, here, catch the hip, he goes for it, you kick, go back, back attack, go back. If he rotates the other side, keep your head high, keep rotating please, go up. Oh, that was a full rotation, huh? I said a pivot, pivot. Yeah. Can rotate up. This hand goes always behind the elbow. Do not go for seat belt, you end up giving grips. If your back attack sucks, come back please, or if your butt, yeah. If your back control sucks, then stop playing seat belt as a first grip. I like to leave this one, and every time you lose control, make sure your hands are behind his elbows. Leave something in between, and he catches it. This is like a good like metric to make it a bit to play with. Yeah? But this is, every time he starts to get up, please, here. If you leave something, catch my hand. Just get up, see? He starts to peel you off, go back. But if I keep my hands behind his elbow, do the same thing here. You keep this, you're always safer if you do that. If you start to use this post on the elbow. Got it? Now, last thing. If I get the knee inside of here, I kick up and Mark does bring his butt low. Bring your right arm up. You get here, catch my arm please. You go into this spot where you can go for the hip and then go deep, bring him up again, catch, and that's when you get all these sweeps. You know those, right? These sweeps were the old school sweeps where you get the foot over here, everything else. The last thing I have to talk about, and then we're done, is about this arm. And if you followed maybe my social media last week, this is a topic that's going to be very dear to me about the overhook. I will tell the reason in a minute, okay? Try this and let me talk about the last topic. Yes. I'm going to strip. So look what happened recently, I will show. Now, look at this. So Jackson stripping in one class. Only fans. See this here, this car over here? Yeah, this happened due to an underhook. So, long story short, I ripped my pec muscle off. And how did it happen? Come here, please. Yeah. I'm going to take over the team. So, underhook, very relaxed, but do not. So, first, how did it happen? Very long story. Yeah. A guy I beat in competition, and I know for many years. Very good. Can I come and prepare in your gym for Europeans? Yes, you can. Shows 1 hour late in my class. We're already sweating. I play with the guy nicely. Armbar, triangle, back, switch a little between, give some stuff. Last 5 minutes of 30-minute overtime, my own class, because I want to give the guys some experience as well, yes? He does this to me, last 5 seconds. We're in the underhook, from dogfight actually. Dogfight. Goes, bang, all of a sudden. And I ripped the thing out of it. It didn't hurt that much actually, it was just gone. And for forever, we cannot do that anymore, so I had to have surgery. And now it's 2.5 months ago, and I'm almost back, but not really. My brain is mostly damaged. So, first of all, there is not a single reason ever in your life should do this to anyone. There is not a single scenario where it plays out for you. Well, of course, if you're in competition and you're okay with actually this, if you're in competition and you're really relax on your knees. If you're in competition and you're the kind of guy who wants to win by you scream, good, then there is a good scenario. But on training otherwise, and even in competition I would not do that. Yeah? So on training, if you're here, you just resist, and I yank, most of the time you will be fine and it doesn't achieve anything except making you tired. Every once in a while, like now, apparently there was something wrong, it ripped the chest. If you cannot keep it, it will end up in you face planting. Face plant, here. Not the worst in the world, usually if you fall on your forehead, but not really a scenario you want to put your friends in. And second, lastly, if you fall on the shoulder, it can, how do I call this?
Collarbone?
The collarbone can dislocate. So this, you see the clip recently about those 2 UFC fighters? Where one was holding here, keep this, and the guy just slaps his arm. Jiu-Jitsu relies a bit on gentleman agreements. Yeah, but why cannot do that? Okay. If you come to me, you want to fight with those rules, we don't do that? Okay. But I also want to punch your face then. You want to fight with face punches? Good. Elbows also, if we can do that. If you pay me, I will do many things. Not everything. but I can go pretty far. But I'm just saying, if you want to grapple, then keep it safe. This being said, I will not put myself in a spot anymore where that will happen. It's the first I played half guard my whole career, like honestly, from MMA all the way to today, and it only happened once. But if I'm honest with myself, I put myself in the position way more often than I need to be. So what happens? So if you relax, if you get extended here and you go in, that's when it happens. How it happened to me, I got extension and I actually pulled myself closer again. So if you pull your muscle, you actually make it shorter. So if you completely go limp, then they might damage the joint. If you pull it back, you tear off the ligament. I was lucky, I only tore off the ligament. If you tear your muscle, it's worse. You have to reconnect. The thing is, it will be stronger than before, they say. But the mind is not there yet, where I can play safely. So here, in any case, don't play this. Do not put yourself into the spot where it might be a chance. Yes? So what is safe is this. The body lock is safe if you're close. It seems to be safe so far. Yeah? And now the in-between part was a class that I gave in, we were together at Francesco's, remember Brit? The arm bar defense. Yeah? And I talked about, so for me the arm, so okay, you have core motions, Bay Ridge, Hawkins, the 360 motion, and that's basically what core is. So this is a core motion, this is a core motion, this is a core motion, and you have also, what else? So lateral, this, rotation, and hinge and extension. So 4. Every technique is a combination of those. And on top of that, you have the random leg motions. So what are they? For me, the standard structure for arm, I call it the unbreakable arm, mannequin arm. You can also call it the Barbie arm. You know Barbie? How she moves. Barbie can only move her arms like this. Remember those toys? So what you actually do, you lift your wrists up, turn your elbows inside, and then you have to like make this muscle wide. That's it. This is armbar defense. This is for me the hardest to break armbar structure. And the hand engagement is also important. Yeah, good. We can so my quest right now is to find the same structure with the legs also. But then the difference is that this would be probably the hardest structure to do knee bars on. This is the hardest structure to do arm bars on. But it's not the hardest structure to heel hook yourself. But a heel hook stands to a wrist lock, and a knee bar stands to a arm lock. So if it's knee bar defense you're after, I think this is the way to go, this structure. Might be wrong, might be even still something to say about this also. If you're after heel hook defense, it seems to be this. Well, probably is that. That's what Raul gave yesterday. So it's two extremes, this and this. And then the interesting part, which is the next thing to explore, will be, is there a structure where we stay straight in this? Apparently yes, because that's what Raul gave yesterday, the karate kick. Thank you. You saved me a year or more. And now the question is, what is this? And is there something to be said about playing like that also? And then the question is also armbar, is it that also? So armbar defense, right now the focus should be to find a way to attack the wrist. Just as the knee bar only works to the foot and anything else, but I find it very hard to attack arm bars these days. Now, how do you relate to this? Look, I can talk 3 hours about, I can give a class a lot about that also, but the pressure you want to give is you want to put your how do you call this body part, man? The pole, I don't know. Put this on his back and you bend your arm. Put pressure, please. Hard back. Feel the difference? Yeah. Okay. So now we're close here. So every time I get caught, relax please here. I get up, oh my god. I put my hand, if I go super deep, go for the overhook, I put myself into that spot where I can get damaged. I will not do it anymore. Not for foreseeable future. I want to be here, more in the middle of the back, on the spine, and bend my arm to press and suck my shoulder in. Yeah, go back. So, because imagine, I had surgery 2 months and a half ago. It's been 10 weeks. I was not supposed to train for 6 months. And I'm having pretty good matches right now already. And I figured it out. Well, I knew before this, but now it seems to be the structure also to go for here. If I can play this now with a mangled shoulder and have a decent half guard here, then this is the way to go. Keep it tight. So this. And I will try to go for darts. Hard right? Yeah. Actually go for it. If you go deeper, you put it on the hip like that. Go for darts, darts, darts. Not impossible, but pretty hard. Go back. And this is the thing in between. That's it. So I go up, go here. Guy goes for the overhook. Go here. He puts his butt down. I didn't say lay down, so sit down. I can go up. He pushes his butt forward again. Push here. Get caught in the middle. Then you can go for the body lock. To this rotation again, to bump and get out, steps back, catch him here, go back again, get out again, he goes halfway up, and you go for the mermaid, that's the full thing, but I don't have time for that. So you can play with this a little bit, we can continue our class tomorrow about that actually, because, back quickly, my idea tomorrow was to teach 1 minute and I'm done, lay your back. To tie it all together. Maybe tomorrow I'll teach triangle defense again on your back. You pick a triangle. If you do this structure here, triangle me now please. This is the no-gi start of the start of the no-gi King's Gambit. This pressure here. Feel this? It changes everything. Here it sucks. Okay? And on that note, look over there. Oh, I'm just out, it's fine. It's time, okay. That's it guys.